Hello everybody. Now, today we're just finishing off washing out this slatted house. We're just getting ready. All the other houses are all washed. They were all washed at the beginning of the summer, but this house just wasn't done. We just didn't get around to finishing this last house. So yesterday I washed down all the cubicles. All the cubicles are washed down. You might see a bit of staining on the cubicles, but that doesn't come off. They're washed. I suppose that's just from wear and tear. But they're all washed down. We're not going to clean the slats. Slats don't need to be cleaned. There's very little on them, and it'd just be pointless. Cows going in here now in 2-3 days time, and yeah, they'll be just covered in dirt anyway. As long as there's nothing caked to them, which there isn't. They're swept down now. We'll probably give them a sweep when these dry. Just give them a quick sweep, and that's it. Then the house will be ready. Cows will be getting in now in a couple of days time. We have to just yes, we have to just wash out this passageway here now. So I'll just give you an idea of what we're using. We have and on top of our lance, we use a thing called turbo head. As you see there, all the turbo head is. Some people call it a spinner, and I think the proper name is a turbo head. But all basically we use that for is there's a little plastic ball inside a brass fitting, and basically when the water hits it, plastic ball spins very, very fast and gives you a wide spray. It's 10 times better than the fan head. And another great thing is it doesn't jap as much, doesn't throw as much dirt up into your face, but by God, it will clean 3 times as fast. It is harder on concrete, but we bought this, the second one we've had now. We wore the last one out. We had it about 15 years, and it's money well spent. I think they're about 50 euro, maybe a little bit more with the VAT and all included, but definitely worth it. One thing is a must. And then we're power washing with it's a Hawke. Not sure exactly what model it is. Again, we've had it a long time. I think it's around 3500 psi. Hawke pump. We have a gearbox on this one. We got that fitted afterwards, so we don't have to rev the tractor as much. We didn't want to buy 1000 RPMs or spline fitting for the PTO. We just, because it used to be on a different tractor, a 4270 before this, and it didn't have that double option. So we just decided to put a gearbox on, and saves fuel. Brilliant. The tractor's just ticking over and you have full pressure. We get cracking on this here now. I'll get a bit of footage now as I'm washing this middle passageway out, and you'll see the turbo head in action. So that's that done. That's the passageway washed out. So this house is officially ready. I didn't get the beams up there cleaned because my extension hose that I have on my power washer decided to burst. There's a quick release where I can add on another extension onto it, and the quick release for some reason has split open. So I have to go and get a new one of those, and there's none locally, so I'm going to have to go a wee bit of a journey to get one. So I'll not get that done today. Probably 20 minutes, I'll finish that. I'll do it probably on Monday. These mats here that are in, these mats are in now about 13 years. They're Delta valve mats, and you can still see the Delta valve on them. But Delta valve mats, and I'm very happy with them. I could not be more happy with them. Now, they're worn down a bit, but they're still a good mat. They're still serving their purpose. And there's none of them needs to be replaced. I've never had to touch any of them. There's a couple here now that have started to, and obviously they're starting to squash down and spread out. So big places like that there where you see a bit of a rise. What I'll do there now is I'll get the angle grinder and I'll just cut a strip about a ½ inch wide, just to leave it that it's sitting flat and they're not pushing again all that. So I haven't had to do that much. I think it was 4 or 5 years ago I had to do 2 or 3 mats of the whole house, but there is a few now that have a bit of swelling. You can see there where it's rising, and you can see that rise there now, and So that needs a wee bit of pressure taken off there. But all in all, they have been extremely good mats, and I highly recommend them to anybody. Wear wise, they've just been outstanding. There's another mat now that I'm going to show you, and just to compare. These are the oldest mats we've in on the farm. They're 13 years old. I suppose we'll get another, I think we'll get another 3-4 years out of them, and then we'll have to replace them. But yeah, we'll have a look at other ones now, just to compare you different types of mats that is available, what we think of them. So this is one of our other sheds here, and you can see these are a different sort of mat. These mats were put in last year, and you can see there's a knobbly kind of a finish on them. Now they're great for grip. The knobbles on them, I'm hit and miss. A reason why I don't really like them, it's not that I don't like them, I see the purpose of them, but when you're cleaning down the mats, we clean our mats down regular. Every time we're bringing the cows into milk, the mats is cleaned down, so they're scraped down twice a day. And the mats into the house that we showed you, the delta valve mats, are just so easy to clean down. But these, because there's knobbles in them, unless you're putting a heavy coating of sawdust, which we don't do, you'll find that dirt gets caught between the little grips, and it's inclined to hold dirt more. It does not clean down the same as the delta valve mats. So that's just something to keep in mind. They're a lighter mat as well. I don't know, different material completely. Light but hard, not as soft as the other mats. And they didn't come with proper fixings. We had to get them actually. It's just actually bits of steel that we cut and put a bolt down through, and you know, don't like it. Sticks up, protrudes up. I suppose we could find a few brackets from the delta valve mats and put them down. We probably will have to do that eventually, because that does land on the cow's feet, on the front of the cow's feet, and isn't causing any major harm, but it's just something that you'd rather not sticking up. Now, these are mats we bought off a Fullwood dealer. They've all been replaced, and these are coming up now, so they're the worst mats we have ever had. Them mats are only 4-5 years old, and we had the whole house done with them, and they all went like that. And you see the state of that. Now you might wonder, why have they gone like that? Well, I'll tell you, the quite easy way to say it is the cattle ate the mats. Whatever material is in them, the cattle ate them. They love them. They tore them with their teeth and ate and ate and ate. Only these. So I don't know why. I don't know why that was. Also, the quality of them is just not. It's just not as good. They're cracking open. They're not in half the term that the delta valve mats is in. And now they came from a Fullwood dealer. That doesn't mean they're a Fullwood mat. I'm not sure what type of mat or where they came from, but really bad quality. Really, really bad quality. So they have to come out, and we'll probably end up putting in more of these. As you see down here, we'll just go across this gate. Proper look in around here. You can see that these mats here, you know, you can say it's the same. These are the same mats as them. See the holes been at. Don't know why. Some people would say maybe the cattle are lacking in vitamins, or there's a lacking somewhere. There's not. They're not doing it to the rest of the mats, and the cattle are getting plenty of vitamins. It's just whatever material is in it. It's just whatever was in them mats, the cattle love them. All ages, from the young calves to the cows, they all love them. Now, you see, there's the delta valve brackets there, and they are a much better bracket with a stainless steel bolt. They stay down, it's recessed into the bracket, the bolt, so nothing's going to damage a cow's legs. So we'll be getting more of them for the rest of the mats up there. But these mats here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Them 8 mats is coming up now, and we're replacing them with the other ones down below. Now, these are a different mat here completely. These mats here are from our local co-op. They're recycled tyres, I think. They're far thicker. They're about an inch thick, a little more than an inch thick. They're absolute brutes for weight. Their weight is unbelievable on them. But having said that, they're tight together. We were told to put them tight together and leave no expansion joint, which I thought was a wee bit iffy, but we did do that, and they're in 3 years now, and they're perfect. They're a harder mat. Yeah, for cows, they're probably okay, but they're just they take the coldness out of the concrete. But they're very, very hard. There's definitely no doubt about it. They are very hard. I think they worked out around €45 plus the VAT per mat. The Del Lavals were €55 plus the VAT. But again, that's 12 years ago. For the Del Laval, they probably have got more expensive now, like everything else. But yeah, they give me the impression by looking at them that they're in 3 years now. They give me the impression they're probably not going to get near the same length as the Del Lavals, because they are starting to wear down around the edges and things, and it just wouldn't be as good. So yeah, that's my verdict on them. You know, it just gives you opinion on a couple of different types. Again, these are good mat. They're rubber. You know, they are good heavy mat. Definitely heavy anyway. It's just to me they're a little bit light. We have a new house, new shed going up now, and it'll be Del Laval mats looking into it. No question about it, because it's just they've proven their worth. We'll give you an update when the mats is getting fitted in the other house. There might be a little bit of a change to the mats. I'm not sure if Del Laval have changed the material they're using. Things do change over the years, and maybe over the last 12 years they've changed the mats, but that just gives you kind of an idea. Del Laval all the way wins. There's probably is other mats that's there, Easy Fix, and a couple of different types. We haven't tried them. They probably are good mats, but I'm just giving you an idea of the different types that there is. So sometimes it pays to go for the mat that's just that little bit more expensive. So look, that's just a wee update on that. Thank you for watching. If you like these kind of videos, please subscribe and give us a like. It all helps. We hope to get a good few videos up in the next couple of weeks. We have a lot of work taking place with the slatted house, new slatted house, and digging works and things like that. So yeah, give us a like, and thank you very much for watching. Bye now.